Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be providing a long-term market analysis update for Zilliqa. We're going to be talking about some key levels of support and resistance, this longer-term range from 1.2 to 2.9 cents, some moving averages, as well as the Zilliqa Bitcoin ratio. And we're going to cover Zilliqa's performance with respect to Bitcoin and what we can expect with this altcoin into the coming months. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, by the way, I will leave a link to my Twitter page in the description below. Feel free to go ahead and check that out as well. I'm fairly active over there with crypto content. So first, I want to start off here on the weekly chart for Zilliqa and really just give a recap of where we are today with these lower lows being formed. And this really came off the back of losing this level of support that we had right around 2.9 cents. So that is the range high of this pretty massive range that we've entered. And this was the support that held right here on the June lows, and then the consolidation, the support that we had in the October and September months. And then we did get that breakdown on the week of November 7th, and then we formed that lower low. And ever since then, we've really just kind of entered this massive range with the support going all the way down to around 1.2 cents. Historically, this level right around 2.9 cents was a key zone of resistance back here in April and June of 2019. That was the level that we had both of these rejections off of. And then we rejected off of it two more times in 2020 with these June and August rejections. Eventually, when Zilliqa was able to get that breakout, it had a pretty massive run up to make new all-time highs. But this was a very clear and established range high and point of resistance. And the range low and the support, again, is around 1.2 cents. That was the area that held on these moves back down after the rejection. So you can see this level of support held right here in December of 2018. And then we also had this hold as support on this retest right here in September of 2020 after these two rejections. So that is the next longer term target and the next area where I would expect buyers to start to step in for Zilliqa. It's really not too much further down from here. We've already made it halfway through this range over the last few months. So it is moving fairly quickly, and we've got this 10-week moving average, which is the blue line, really pushing us down here. So if I just zoom into where we are today, you can see that 10-week moving average has been a very strong point of resistance over the last few months. That is where the weekly candles have come up to. And we've really not seen much other than just coming up to this level and then having sellers and supply starting to enter right at that zone. So watch out for that into the next few weeks. If we do have the 10-week moving average coming down here pretty quickly, and we do have yet another bounce right up into that zone, I could see a scenario to which we have yet another retest of this 10-week moving average, and then a continuation of that trend all the way back down to the range lows and the support, once again at 1.2 cents. And this is a longer term zone to which I would really expect buyers stepping in for Zilliqa. I would really expect some demand to be held in this zone, just given the historical significance of the support from 2018, 2019, and 2020. So a move something like this, where we get that bounce, that lower high right into the 10-week average, coming back down, I would expect most likely to be bought up pretty quickly. And then we're just going to see how Zilliqa respects and reacts to this range. Ahead of that, I really don't see much for Zilliqa until we either break down below the range or break out above the range. And again, I think that is much further out, and it's really out of the scope for Zilliqa into the next few months. So I also do want to take a look at the Zilliqa Bitcoin ratio, which is really just going to show us how Zilliqa is performing with respect to Bitcoin. And we've got a very consistent and steady downtrend that formed from this big move up and big high back here in March. And ever since then, we've just been getting rejected off the 10-week moving average and forming those lower lows. So we're coming back down into high time frame support right around 98 satoshis. This was the low and the pivot point back here in the beginning of March, where we saw that big spring putting this new higher high in just a few weeks later. So I would expect some support to be held into this region, but looking out ahead of that, if we are unable to hold this as support and we see some sort of breakdown, the next level of support further down from here is this level right around 57 satoshis. That was the support that held on multiple attempts throughout 2019 and 2020. So we basically just retested this, consolidated above this, and buyers stepped in at each of these zones, ultimately holding this level and then breaking out above that resistance right around 98 satoshis, and then continuing for this new uptrend in that bull market. So I would look out to that level down from here if we are unable to hold this 100 satoshi level of support. Not something I think is very likely to unfold in the next few weeks, but much further out from here, if we see some consolidation or an extended bounce followed by a lower high, watch out for a move, something like this, that would eventually take us back down to that region. Certainly doesn't have to happen, but I did want to point that out because I think this is a fairly interesting point for Zilliqa on the Bitcoin ratio and a high time frame level. I would really consider for buyers and demand starting to step in on this long-term chart. So I hope you guys did enjoy the content and the analysis. By the way, make sure to check out my Twitter page. I will leave a link to that in the description below. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.